Just again, Happy New Year, everybody. So as Steve said, I am a missionary with CRU, and some of you have heard maybe Campus Crusade for Christ. We like to abbreviate everything at CRU now, so just nice and simple. But yeah, I've been doing ministry for about 2 years now at Buff State, and I love every minute of it. My heart goes out to the city of Buffalo. Born and raised here, was at church here in my high school days, and so you guys are part of this mission because you guys help support through prayer and financial offering the ministry and what I'm able to do. So first and foremost, just a big thank you for that, and always appreciate the prayers and the financial support. Just wanted to share a few things about as I reflect on this year, this past semester. I think for all of us, we were in the same boat with CRU. What are we able to do? What can we do? Can ministry exist in this time when so much of what the church and parachurch ministries do is about being together in person, and with COVID, is that even possible? And so when I think about going into this past semester, we weren't really sure. We weren't sure what the school would be able to do, and for the most part, and I agree with what Buff State did, a lot of colleges, let's just focus on the students, outside groups sort of stay away. They wanted to keep us safe and sound, and I get that. But obviously it's like, okay, what are we able to do? So we weren't really able to do anything in buildings or really on campus, but the church blessed us and stepped up. We were able to do an event here at Knox, and then another church called Resurgent City was able to host us weekly every Wednesday, where we have sort of our community groups and Bible study time. So we were able to do that. We still did some online things and blessed in the technologies we were able to have, but I think all of us are sort of done with, as much as we can, limit ourselves on the phones, on the computers. We realize, as hopefully you do as well, we are created as people of God and just people to be in ministry, or to be in relationship, to be together, to be in community. And obviously, I think we've all sort of felt that in this time. And so thankfully, through the churches and through partnering with them, we were able to do that as well and be in relationship and be connected. So one of the flyers that we were putting around on campus, or at least sharing with people where we were limited to do, said that community is not canceled. And I think that was sort of, as I think back on this year, that was what we were able to do, is we were still able to offer community to students. And what was so encouraging is the students wanted to be a part of it. For those that were a part of our group, there was a brief time where we sort of had to take a break and meeting in person and talk to the school about some things, because they were trying to figure things out with the COVID rules, and we were trying to play along and do what we can. And what was neat, though, in that time, it was about 3 weeks off, our girls community group is like, oh, we'll start scheduling events and doing things on their own. So that was just so cool, just to see the ladies take leadership and ownership of their group, seeing that even if we couldn't have an official CRU meeting or official group, they still wanted to meet, they still wanted to do things on the side. So it was so much a blessing to see that community start, because most of as college goes on, it's you got 2 to 4 years depending on the school. And so we have a lot of sort of turnover, and so we were starting new with a lot of these students, and so it was cool to see that our newer students are now like, we want to be a part of this, we want to get the leadership going, and so I was really encouraged and blessed by that. And the other thing as I think about too, is I think about my main focus is with the guys, the men of Buff State, and thinking about one of the events that we had is I invited our community group over, our smaller group, to my home, and we did just sort of a guys' Bible study and just talked about life and deep struggles and hurts and pains, and encouraged each other. And I mean, I definitely felt in that time, like, this is why we're here. This is why we're trying to bring this community to hold each other accountable, to help each other through this time, to pray for each other. And it was just such a blessing. And so know that your thoughts and prayers are being answered. We still saw students grow deeper in their faith. We still saw students give their lives to Christ. We were still able to do some key in-person events. We were able to do a fall retreat at a local church for a weekend for a few hours each day. So that was just a blessing. So as I look at this season, and hopefully I know you guys have heard this at church here as well, COVID hasn't stopped God. COVID hasn't stopped the gospel, and that Jesus is still moving and active. And so I know I've really grown in this time, just trying to see, all right, how do we rely on you more, Lord? How do we trust in you, and what to do what's safe and what's right, but also take risk for you. And so it's been a really God-honoring time. Hopefully it's been that for you too, at least even just being able to be here and hear the truth preached or listen to it online. So yeah, God is moving, God is active, and community is not canceled. So just thankful that God is doing some great things. If you're interested in maybe joining my team individually or would like to hear more about what CRU's doing, my email address is right there, so feel free. and put that in your phone or write it down somewhere if you want. I know we can't really mingle too much in here, but I'll try to just float out outside. And if you want to talk, I'd love to share more stories or just, prayer requests or whatever. But thanks again for the support. Thanks again for the prayers. And again, God is still here. He's still doing great things. So give him all the glory. Amen.